Okay, looks like we are recording. So this is Fusion 360. Using the education license. There's a bunch of free licenses out there, different types. This one's for teachers. You guys have the one for students. And I want to talk a little bit about some initial settings with this thing, so you guys don't get confused. In the top right corner where you'll see your name, so there's my name, you can go to what's called Preferences. You click Preferences, give it a moment to load up. There we go. Eventually. And when we're talking about default units, it may say millimeters. We want to change that to inches. So down here on the left side of Preferences, where it goes down to where it says default units, click Design, because that's where we're really going to be working in, is the design page. We'll talk about that in a moment. And you want to change that from millimeters to inches, okay? And then this is your first time loading up Fusion 360. You're going to have what's called a document setting over here. You want to make sure those units are in inches, because it may default to millimeters, because everything else after that should default to inches after that. And that's what unit we use and we work in. Okay, so next we have a choice for workspace. We have design, generative design, render, animation, simulation, manufacture, and drawing. Okay, we're the only ones that we're going to be using for the sake of any class that that you're working in right now is going to be design and drawings. So make sure that we're in the design workspace, and we're going to create a box with a hole in it. Okay. So we're going to create sketch. I've got my front, my top, and my right side views right here in the three-dimensional plane. And it's also the same box over here that we saw in Inventor. So I'm going to go ahead and click front, just for simplicity's sake. And now I can draw my solid stuff here if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle. I don't really care how big it is. So for now, I can tab back and forth. I'm going to make it 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches. Whatever. So this is all in inches because our units are in inches. After that, I'm going to finish our sketch. Click the arrow. So now I have this square, and I can extrude it just like we did in Inventor. So I can go ahead and click this, and it'll extrude it either way. So if you look at it, I'm going to push it. It wants to go this way for positive. It says 1.6 inches. And if I pull it back over, it says negative 1.7 inches. So let's just make it 4 for now. So now I have my three-dimensional shape. If I hit my origin button, which was my home button over here, it'll zoom in so I can see everything. So now I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to select this face. So now I'm on the top of the square. Just like in the old tutorial for Inventor, we're going to go ahead and just make a circle. I'm going to go ahead and, oops. So there's my circle, and I'm going to finish my sketch. So now I have a circle on top of here. So now I can extrude it, and I can cut through. So I'm going to say, it says Operation Cut. It says 2 objects to cut. This is body 1. So I can cut all the way through it if I want to. And I'll say Extend, and I can say 2 object, in which case I have to flip it around 1, or I just go all, excuse me. So if I do this and click all, and then I'll go all the way through my object. and hit OK. Now look, I have a hole in it. So if I look at the top, I have all that cool stuff. Pretty cool, right? Now if I wanted to, now we'll save that for another time. So we can do an assembly in another video where we're going to take this object and put a cylinder just like the old tutorial. Okay. So for now, create a 3D object and put a hole in it. Yay! I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.